we're back. I don't have an IP for my PC, but we're going to try and roll.
You don't need one, Henry. You
for nuke, to be fair, I don't really need it. I can manage without on nuke. Oh, I'm still back in. It's fine. So here we go then, ladies and gentlemen. Sorry for the delay, but here it is. The final game of this evening. Dignitas versus EnVyUs in the winner bracket of Group B. And it will be Superman Bifurcation B. He's got the Tech 9. They've actually got 2 Tech 9s, and it will be maybe focusing towards ramp. That's quite probable. It's not a much used area on the map in general, but in terms of the pistols, it's a very advantageous place to go. If you can control the ramp as the gateway for the map, you obviously have the option to go upper and lower. CTs don't have much vision. Sixer will be there by himself for now. MPK coming to back up, but we'll see whether Happy can hold him off. Players in front of his screen right now. Takes a kill there. No one looking at him. And looks like EnVyUs will be running away with this pistol. Still a 3-on-2. And Happy just sealing the deal there with a nice little play. No one checking the hut position at all.
I'm getting sounds.
The sounds.
Yeah, yep. I think our observer PC must have had an issue because we're getting sounds from one and the camera from another. It's kind of cool. Happy silencer was very silent.
Yeah,
I will say that.
I think we've got like 3 observer PCs back there, and I think we're probably on the wrong one right now. But here we go then. Oh, there is an interesting buy coming in from EnVyUs. 4 SMGs, not a single rifle. The bomb did not get planted, I believe. I can't actually remember. No, it didn't. So, interesting that Dignitas haven't force spawned in this round, but EnVyUs has come in with 4 UMPs. It doesn't really put you in a fantastic position in that first gun round. Kenny S will be getting the AWP out, presumably he's only got a Tech 9, really picked up in the pistol. And Apex, I guess if you farm enough cash for these UMPs, and you... Okay, Kenny, why not? Why the hell not? 2 kills from him.
Unreal. I love it. Tech 9 as well. We just talked about the fact that he's not buying in strictly for the sake of an AWP. Good positioning from Apex. Finds Rubino. And then Happy takes down everyone. All the SMGs stay alive except for Kenny, and it doesn't matter, as we said. He's up to 4850 already. Now, him going down, the one aspect of it is that there's no armor, so going glass cannon against what will just be pistols is probably not ideal. As such, stick on the USP.
Well then, no force buy from Dignitas in the second round. Got a couple of pistols there, but Kenny S, he does go down. Doesn't buy a single thing into this one apart from armor, so he's just still hoping he can keep the USB up. Get some headshots. The bomb goes down the upper bomb side. Not really too much to avoid. So very clean round for EnVyUs overall. We did say going into this one, Dignitas, I guess if they were their 5-man team, I'd say they're definitely the favourites going into this one. With Vald there as well, yes, he's a very good player, but it's a very difficult map to actually get that cohesion together and make sure everyone's on board. It's a very tactical map in that sense. The timings are very important, and we'll see whether he can slot in here. I'm not sure how much time they've had. It can't have been too long with Vald practicing with them.
Well, they had a boot camp, and 3 days they used Ruga.
Yeah, so that wasted 3 days.
Well, they can still go over set pieces for everyone else. That's where you focus on positioning and set smokes and stuff like that.
First gun round, we got 4
rifles,
UMPs,
and 4 SMGs. 5 rifles and 4 SMGs. I knew where you were going with that.
And
so it's almost a full bonus. It's not quite.
No, the full bonus is Jaden, remember?
That is the Jaden round. She was sassy to me this week when I was home. More on that later.
Yeah, maybe save that
Kenny
later.
S, AWP. I think she's just being a diva because I'm never there. MSL is going to start to walk back in the main lobby. This is an interesting pushback up, though, because we just saw the positions. They're very aggressively placed inside of that lobby angle, and Sixer's slowly backing away as Happy tries to do the same because the smokes are out there covered off. MPK goes down. Sixer as well, found both by Config, and now everyone's going to pour in. This is why they do the bonus round. Again, it seems silly to push that carelessly when you've got guns, but it is the SMGs. They're trying to catch them off. They're trying to take advantage of the situation. It still somehow comes to a one-on-one. If they manage to win this on the back of Kenny, think of the money advantage they've just given themselves, and Kenny's going to play this the long way. He's going to go as far back as possible. Cajun grabs the bomb and gets to the A site quickly. Kenny drops in. Cajun should have heard that. Spotted. Tries to fire through. He's got the position, but he's not got the gun back. Drawn does now.
Oh
Cajun nearly found that time and tagged up. Got the shin bone, but not enough. Cajun's going to clutch it back. Again, though, they've got money still on the EnVyUs side, except for that of Kenny. However, look at Apex. 10K drops it over.
Config there can't believe his luck. They've got the... It was, what, a 5-on-3 at that point? And they decided to push in. Obviously, you can see what they're trying to do. They think, they never expect this. We've got the SMGs. Let's use them in their best possible way. They'll push in close range. But when you've got the 5-on-3, is that a good idea necessarily? You still got the man advantage. You've got lots of tight choke points and positions. You can get guaranteed 1 kills before the T's can even look at you. And Config mows them down. Yes, still we have a lot of money for EnVyUs here. But I don't think that was the right call in my opinion. I think when you get that man advantage with the SMGs, you probably just want to capitalise at that point, use the numbers in your favour and make Dignitas going for the next move there. But still, it was round number 5, like you said, lots of money available for the French side. They have got the AWP Kenny S dropped over from Apex. And we go into smokes towards the outside area. Dignitas here.
That's cool. It's a new lineup for that red box smoke. So I don't know if we can. Yeah, the one on the right of Kenny right now between blue and red. That was thrown by Config, if I'm not mistaken. I lost track of who I was looking at. From on top of the rafters. Very neat lineup, because look how far back it forces the AWP. Happy and Apex, as a result, try and get closer. And they get covered off. That's a direct wrap inside of A main with nothing they can do to slow it down, because the AWP is forced so far back.
Yeah.
So a change in smokes from what we normally see from Dignitas. They're still reinventing the map for themselves.
Oh yeah, it looks like it was very effective indeed as well. There was no response from EnVyUs at all. They didn't have any players in towards main entrance. It was MSL and Co running towards the main entrance themselves and finding 2 kills, and the retake almost impossible at that point. It was a 5-on-3, and another player goes down. I think it was MBK that got dropped after finding that first frag into the opposite bomb side. Sixer now does find an exit frag. He'll probably want to get out of this situation right now. We have got Kenny surviving as well. He's towards CT spawn. And I think they're going to be aware of that, especially now as he takes down Rubino as well. So they managed to keep 2 players alive. I think the money's okay for another round here. Sixer finds his second frag. It's in vain in terms of the round outcome, but still managing to stay alive and damaging the money further of Dignitas. So still a buy available for EnVyUs, especially now they've saved those 2 weapons, but a nice strategic approach from Dignitas. I agree with you, that was actually quite cool to watch. As we go into round number 6 here. You can see this is an interesting decision. We have got Config on a Mac 10. In terms of his money overall, he'd been dropped a little.
Yeah.
It wasn't great. It's not necessarily I'm reading the economy, but the good news is 4 CD players do not have head armor.
Still pay dividends in that sense. It's going to require a lot of activity, and a lot of activity's already gone down. Happy and MBK, 3 kills in the site. There's the Mac 10 though. He's got the movement mechanics, and he's upgraded onto an M4 immediately. He's got his teammate in the site with him. But Sixer's going to find Vol. That leaves him the last alive. Bomb down to his right. He has nuzzled into the corner. Knows there was one at the main entrance. And got the comms from his teammate going down that the other was inside a hut. He's going to take this play without knowing exactly how aggressive their stance still is. Manages to get a bomb down, so smart on him. Smoke off to his right will leave a massive gap, though, toward the main position, but will cover him off when he's in this corner, watching Heaven instead. And the rotations, as of yet, are not going that direction. In fact, they're going to play the buddy system, stick this together, both inside A main. Kenny's on 36. Config flashed out, tries to get inside a hut. Spots one, knows they are now both coming in from the same direction. Reverse flash, goes in behind him. Nade's going to take him down to 47, but he's got to make a call. Does he play the bomb, or does he jump through a window to flank them back? Instead, it's Kenny that's going to greet him with the pistol.
Nice approach, Evan Config. Good ideas and how he could have won that round. He molotovs the bomb, buys himself a little bit of time there, gets in towards hut. He misses the flashbang when he was trying to bounce back into the bomb site. That could have been interesting had he successfully done it. Could have gone for a frag there, but it actually bounced off the door a little bit. And you can see quite patient stuff from EnVyUs there. Bomb goes down. It does allow Dignitas to buy, at least. It's certainly not the best buy. 2 AKs, a UMP, 2 Tech 9s. I've got nades, though. I wouldn't be surprised if we saw a very similar approach to the round they won before. Those smokes towards outside, get in the main entrance, and maybe just try and rush them down with those Tech 9s. We'll see what they decide to do as we enter round number 7. It's been quite a quick half so far. Config lining up a smoke. Maybe we can have a look at him.
We're going to see it. No.
Oh, he was lining up.
He was, but I don't think he threw it. Either way, it's going to be Apex pushed back up. Cajun, he'll be the one to fall. Not sure if we were going to get to spot that or not. Apex is going to fire through smoke that's onto Squeaky. Again, we are playing the older version of Nuke. I know you already mentioned it, but not everyone may have been with us at that point in time. So
well, yeah, we weren't 100% sure.
Out.
So yeah, we just double checked the patch notes and had a look around. There is a new version of Nuke which looks really interesting. Well, not a new version, an update to Nuke, and makes things a lot more interesting in terms of the upper rushes for the T side as well. Lower's been changed quite dramatically.
Yes.
But we're not using that today.
Well, specifically Toxic.
Yeah.
Rubino waiting to go through said squeaky door with Tech 9 in hand. It's Happy that's going to climb up. Railing here is also being removed, which I think is a good change because it's too easy to hide behind it, too easy to have damage lost inside of it with bullets deflecting when they come through main. Good spot and good takedown from Happy as Apex, he's able to take 2, wrapping back in behind them. And another good round for EnVyUs as they go 5-2. Remember, Dignitas, often a very, very solid Nuke team.
Yeah. Still, they've got 2 rounds after number 8. Like, this is okay. That force buy didn't really amount to too much. I'd like to see it a bit more tactical, a bit more of a set piece potentially. Like those Tech 9s actually caused some damage there. You can see it looked quite comfortable for EnVyUs overall. Going towards upper at the end, pretty easy spray down with the CTs. It will be a full EK here, not a single dollar invested. Just double checking that. There's not just 5 Glocks, no armor, no nades. They get the bomb down here. I'll eat my proverbial hat.
Nice shot back in return. He's got to be careful. Kenny only goes on 52 on that dink because it came through the edge of the box. From that, none other than a lovely Glock. Happy's able to take him aside. This should be a cleanup. Not by the cleaner. He's the last of which to get cleaned up. 6-2 for EnVyUs. Guns drawn again. It's going to be 5 AK-47s.
yeah, we're talking about KGB being the main AWP for this team. Hasn't really had the opportunity to bring that
side he
out
will,
yet.
don't worry.
Yeah, of course, but like the T side, that's a pretty solid default for a team to run. You know, go towards outside the basic smokes, and you got your AWP, go over those picks as well, and CD's trying to recover from that position. So I'm sure that will come out eventually as we go into round number 9. There's going to be AWP still for Kenny S, of course, and he'll actually be bunny hopping in towards the ramp room. Can be a very impactful play to go in for that first frag. You've got a nice little exit strategy to get out of there as well once you find that first kill. Smokes come in.
Smokes. Oh, just barely there. If you were crouched on the ground, you would see
With
through anyone in heaven. Yeah, anyone in heaven's not going to. Good pick up from Apex, though, as he shuffles over to the back squeaky stairs. Good read. We want to see more dynamic from this CT on this map in terms of that 5th player. I still think there's more availability, but that time Apex tries to read the fact the smokes were going there early. He's down 1-1. So still a 4 versus 4. Kenny's going to back away as well toward the ramp. Cajun's already down below, and he's covering off decontamination, so Bomb just needs to get in safety. Good pick up from Config as well, as Kenny on that AWP would have been threatening from that position on the entry from ramp. Good pick up from Happy, better still as he walks back down. This is going to give 2 inside of the vents itself. Cajun's just going to watch the back of it. No escape plan and low HP. He's able to now be the cleaner and clean up too. Yeah, pretty textbook round there from Dignitas. More of what we expect from them. The smokes towards out to get that secret control as well. Very fast towards lower and managing to hit the bomb down quickly as well. KGB finishing things off there. Simple frags as the CTs come scuttling out of the vents and they get taken down there. Scuttling.
And it will be... What was that? Is that impression?
Yeah,
it didn't sound anything like my
It's
accent.
just a very English word of you to say.
It is. It is. I haven't said that in a while. It felt quite satisfying.
It's not a bad word. It goes through some nice phonetics. Your voice, your mouth goes through some good forms.
Yep.
Scuttling. Did you know that watermelon is the only word you can say that puts your mouth through pretty much every form the English language uses?
Watermelon.
So if you're ever at a concert and don't know the words, just lip sync watermelon.
Yeah, that's true.
My sister taught me that.
Well then, we go into round number 10. There was a pause coming in. This is tactical from EnVyUs. So, after losing that round to the outer execution, I guess you could say, it was a player there waiting in secret. He managed to get 1 kill, but Dignitas locked it down. Once you find that player in secret as well, it's going to be very difficult for the CD to rotate, and that's why you go very quickly in that scenario. And Dignitas capitalised and make things 6-3. Still all available for Kenny S. Not the same story for Dignitas just yet. Maybe they just don't want to roll with that at all on their T side. Happy to go in the 5 rifles. Does make things a little bit more dynamic in terms of how you can stick as a unit and operate in the post-1 situations. Flashes towards outside once again. Same smokes going down as well. I think they've maybe changed things up. There's 2 smokes towards the garage area instead of actually locking out the vision, though, from the CT side of things. Interesting. Is that a missed smoke, do you think?
I'm not 100% sure. I didn't quite catch where it was thrown from, but covered all of it in two fashions. It's a wraparound play. It's Happy and Apex, though. They're able to get the jump with them. Sixers contributing as well. Volda, be careful. He's not your real teammate, but for this weekend he is. You're not my real dad. Kenny S takes down Volda in the end, 7-3, so EnVyUs do respond after the timeout. And that's going to leave money quite limiting. Yeah.
Hard one at that. So, T-side don't necessarily have the double eco, so they've got about 2,600 across the board, so they can just take an eco here. They'll get $1,900 the next round. Won't be good enough for an AWP, but they can still get the 5 AKs out. So at this point, EnVyUs can probably sit back a little bit more. They've got 3 players coming towards ramp, it seems, from what I can see in the build-up there. It's difficult on Nuke to see what's going on these days. MBK goes straight down towards lower, presumably heading towards secret. And Kenny S locking things down with the AWP at ramp.
Sixer just quick check at Turnpike, so he's playing more of the dynamic positioning this time. Instead, though, Kenny, he's found one on his own legs, the second as well. This will bring Sixer back. Calls for the rotation. Good timing to get here. Overcommits, though. Watch to his left. Does he snap back in time? Certainly does.
He does indeed. Very comfortable stuff. 5 players staying alive there for EnVyUs. And Dignitas, the gun rounds, the ones that are winning, have been very successful and look great. But there's not getting a ton of them so far. 8-3. EnVyUs have won the half. We still have a pause coming as well. Tactical pause for Dignitas. I can confirm that.
Thank you for confirming that for us. I can confirm your confirmation.
Well, there we go. Can production confirm your confirmation of my confirmation?
I think they have. They've put it on the screen.
Well, there we go. It's all locked in.
Take that, Valve. We have 3, not 2.
And it will be 8-3. So Dignitas, the money's not fantastic. I've seen a Galil being purchased, and they can buy an AWP. Config, I think that's what they've probably taken this pause. Config could buy an AWP for his teammate and drop it over. He wouldn't have armor, though. He's got 5k in the bank right now. Galil's always be purchased for MSL. I would say with that Galil purchase, he's obviously opted for more utility. Maybe outside execution coming in again. Use those same smokes towards secret that worked so well before. Maybe one player towards ramp as well, coming for the back stab. MSL, he's plotting something. He's scheming away. You can see him discussing it with Config there. What have they got up their sleeve? towards outside, it seems. So, like I said, the smoke's more than likely to be coming out to block off that entrance towards Secret, take the vision away from Kenny S. Apex waiting it up for the upper rush coming in. Not going to be the case just yet. Valve, of course, shooting out those windows at the top, the skylights. You want to do that pretty much every round. You don't have to use them. It just means it's not super obvious when you do have to use them at any given time. Number 12, getting to the closing seconds of the first half. Dignitas looking for 2 more rounds. I think they'd be happy with. Apex open things up, and MBK in a great position to shut down this outer execution now.
Double smoke play again toward red. MBK's on the wrong side of it. 31's aggressive. They could have given him a chance to push up and wrap behind. Config's aware of that, so he's got his attention turned back. Again, there was a small crevice between the smoke and the edge of the red crate. No one at A main to spot that, but MBK,
what is this?
Down below. Fire extinguisher with a can of flames in his hands. Perhaps he's anticipating that they're exactly going to do that, try and put the flames out, but they can't.
So he's using like a real small pixel gap there just to get the information. It's very unlikely they can kill him with that one. So he spots that and just drops incendiary, buying time essentially. Not going for kills. He knows the time is getting to like the 45-second mark, and he's seen them pretty likely they've committed at that point, like 3 or 4 players. So he can just delay them and call for this crossfire to be set up.
Interesting thing is that on the back of that, Sixers stays all the way toward lockers and doesn't watch A main. I would have expected Happy to get a little more aggressive in A main and hold them in the stairwell with that confirmation, but Volda, you're dead right. Volda, he's got all the way up into heaven, caught off by Apex. That's going to bring out him in the corner. Watch Happy, he's still here. He's not been found. Good trade by Cajun on the way through, and Config's going to try and follow this up. A little bit of confusion. Sixer therefore gets the kill. Envy is going to win it on Kenny, still being inside a hut as a result.
We didn't catch our first kill from Apex, so I'm wondering where that went, whether we went a little bit aggressive there or squeaky door opened. Maybe we can find out right now. Here it is. Perfect timing. Nice work, chaps.
Just sprayed into the smoke as soon as he saw the door open.
Yeah, this is the good thing about having replays on Nuke. You do miss a lot of action. It's a really difficult map to work out what exactly is going on at any time, so that's amazing. So we got to see that. Nice close range action from Apex. Funnels him outside.
It's not bad for an Overwatch observer.
Yeah, he's doing alright. Sliggy on the buttons backstage. We'll see what happens there. Round number 13, Kenny. Yes, it's going to be a full eco. I was about to get excited, Matt, but I held myself back.
Stepping up as you said he would do, though, Kenny, in this position at outer. This is the new spot for the Oppers. Secondary position at big garage. They don't play as aggressively toward the corner anymore. He's on 14 kills. Add to that, he's on 15 kills, and NBK will close out. It's Apex that's up there with him. Both those guys looking very, very solid right now. Double anyone else on Dignitas.
10-3. By coming in, here we go then, Cajun. He brings out the AWP. We've been waiting for it for a while. Doesn't have body armor though. Not such a huge deal on Nuke, I have to say. It's one of those maps where if you're going to have confrontation with players, it'd be very long range, and it's either be you're dead straight away or you're not. Like obviously against the M4 it's a bit of a problem, but going toe-to-toe against Kenny, which is more than likely going to happen, won't be such a huge deal. We'll see what happens here as we get into number 14. The smoke's being deployed towards outside, it seems.
And this one's going to bounce. Should be the same landing position. There it is at the red. So now they can put the one on heaven as well, or rather not on heaven, excuse me, on top of the back crate on the corner as well, so this will allow them to wrap all the way around without being spotted. But look at the push back.
So good.
EnVyUs catches them out by pushing in through ramp instead. Volda gets back down through the ladder. That'll catch MBK. Bomb was dropped temporarily, but more importantly, Kenny says this time, rather than leaving himself isolated and redundant in CT spawn, he wants to push and gets caught off as a result of it. Thankfully, Happy's pulled this back.
Better off being in CD spawn then. At least he can lock down heaven and say, that's clear, don't worry about it. I'm not going to get any kills, but at least you know I've got information. And now he's died, pushing through that smoke, which is just a huge gamble. He's giving it down to a 3-on-3, and now they actually have a real problem shutting things down with Sixer coming to life once again in that lobby area. Finds Cajun being T-spawn.
Times it perfectly as Cajun, I believe, it just switched to a nade. MSL's going to get smoked off as well. Very good read in the fact that they would have wrapped around knowing they killed Kenny at outer, so bombs still not necessarily grabbable, and look at the positions. Happy. Sixer, and if I'm not mistaken, we just saw the X-ray. Yeah, Apex inside of the A site. He'll have heard them running by at ramp.
They've got a Molotov as well, and at this point, MSL has to push through. Oh, this is looking awkward for him, but almost got that kill there with Sixer. He finds his third of the round, and Config giving his position away. 25 seconds, still hasn't got the bomb. Oh, it's getting a little bit tense here, but they should be able to just reload now and recalibrate themselves. That is wallbangable. You can see damage being done, and a kill as well, just to reinforce my point there as we go into the 10-second mark.
Watch the right. Doesn't read it. Sixer, good positioning, waited patiently. Through the trophy cabinet. That's not a bad little wall bang.
Yeah. Pretty good.
Look at the money for EnVyUs
yeah,
right now.
That's the last round, right? So it doesn't really matter that kill.
I know, but look at the money.
No, I
want that
wrong.
money.
I'm just saying that Config getting a kill there didn't have any impact.
It's true.
So yes, Dignitas 11-3. You need 4, like, that means you just have a buffer to lose the pistol. It's still a very CD-sided map, and I say in this matchup especially, with Dignitas not having the full team, I'd say it certainly is going to be a CT-sided affair for both sides. We're going to round number 15. 4 AKs, a UMP, 4 smokes. amazing situation with Dig right now. But if they can pick up this last round, at least they've bought themselves the risk to lose the pistol as well. The 6 has such a strong position. We call this the OP spot in ramp. He gets 2 from it, but equally responded is going to be Dignitas, making it a 3-on-3. But Kenny S on the rotations. No one going to be walking to his crosser this time. Dignitas opt to go straight down towards lower, but Apex lying in wait. Can he do anything with this position? I think he can, Matt. I think he can.
He definitely can. They're going to walk right by lineup as well. Drop down. He's got 2 already. Find the 3rd, and Apex all 3. Good call. As he gets 12-3 on the board for EnVyUs. Dominant first half, and I think Dignitas have met their match on this. I don't think they were expecting this from Nuke. I know Yanko thought this was going to go to Cobble and was surprised Nuke wasn't banned out. This is why.
Yeah. This is lovely positioning from Apex. Like, I could feel it coming. As soon as I didn't check it straight away, I thought, that's it. He's just absolutely lighting them up right now. This last shot is stellar as well. Look at that. Valda goes down. How do we pronounce it? Do you say Valda?
I say Valda. Valda. I don't know.
Okay.
I think I had it right at one point in time in my life.
Just forget how to say it. Just go something else.
You know.
Valda, that sounds right. We'll go with that one. 5 sets of armor for Dignitas here. No kits. That's a bit of a problem. The bomb goes down, and we're going to have smoke going in towards the hub position. Rubino with a chance to get the first couple of fracture, but knocked down by MBK. Towards lower they go as well. No presence there for the CTs whatsoever, and the bomb should be planted at this point. Like I said, no kit. That's a massive problem. That's even more of a problem. As Happy finds a kill towards outside. Round over. Valda. Last player towards ramp, and before I can even kind of build up a storyline there, the round is going to be over. It's 13-3.
Yeah, that's a huge problem now because Dignitas 12-3. You talk about that second pistol, you put pressure on it. They failed to pick up the one on their T side. They lose their CT side. This goes to 15-3, and Dignitas don't have money to build up that AWP. We may not even get to see that very dynamic style of play, and I can't say this is pented on any one particular person, and I say that obviously due to the fact that they have a mercenary, so this is just a team issue in this game for them.
There's only so many maps you can get sorted out, right? Obviously they're comfortable as a team on Nuke. They feel like there's not that much work needs to be done, but evidently a few holes to plug at the moment. As we go into round number 17, it's going to be a force buy, of course, from Dignitas. Looking to maybe do some of these 5-7s. Should be able to get his first kill here. A lot of damage inflicted towards Kenny S. Doesn't get taken down just yet. Towards lower they go, though. That's a problem. The CTs, as soon as that bomb planted, that's pretty much round over, I'm afraid. 6-5 is second. MBK chimes in as well. These rounds are over so quickly, and Config finds himself in a 5-versus-1 situation. But flashbang in hand, and now gets himself a UMP.
Config jumps back through window, but bomb planted lower. Well and truly out toward Toxic. You were saying that in the new map, they updated the plant position in lower.
Yes, you cannot plant on the silo in lower anymore.
I liked that.
I kind of liked it as well. I think like in the sick clutch situations, if you got down in like a 3-on-1, you had a real good chance of winning. I thought it was actually quite an interesting addition. I didn't mind it at all. It was like a high-risk situation to follow that. Like you had to have balls to actually get on top of that and actually plant in that position because you're so exposed. Once the risk was taken, it was successful, it was worth it. I find that a bit of a shame they removed that. But,
I agree.
Anyway.
But balls then exposed aside, 14-3 for EnVyUs, and again...
yeah, you can't really force into this round either. You're going to have to allow EnVyUs to go to 15-3 and try and just squeeze out 12 rounds in a row. Can be done before that. I once lost 14-1 in the semi-final LAN on the T side, and I came back and won 15-0 and got myself in the grand final.
Are you playing against bots? MBK going to take down MSL. MBK going to take down Rubino as well. Good entrance into the upper site. Again, the pistols, that's all they've really got to work with. They have just 3 players, now 2 players remaining as well in this, so not much chance to find anything at all, even for Voldemort.
GG.
Do you want to continue that sentence?
No. Which one?
The Moses sentiment.
The Moses sentiment?
GG.
Oh, that one.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh, right.
You figured it out. Map point going to be attained now for EnVyUs, but this is where things... If they're going to get interesting, we'll do so because we've got guns out. Again, we won't have the AWP, so we'll see how Cajun chooses to approach the situation and where exactly he's going to play this from. Because it looks like it'll only be one Danish team at this point in time moving forward. In the groups, it won't be Dignitas matching that of Astralis. It may be a French side of EnVyUs.
Thing is,
when you have people in this group might have expected.
When you have match point at this sort of stage and you have 12 rounds, you can afford to be a little bit looser. Just take some risk at this point, just do things nice and simply and quickly. And you can see nice little execution towards outside. 3 smokes going down, plugging all the holes in terms of gaps out. No way a CD can even challenge that. They know Kenny S, I should say Kenny S, Cajun won't have an AWP at this point. And they've got 1 kit and 1 smoke remaining. That's about it. This kill has to come from Config, does damage and manages to take down Apex. A chance here. If he get the second as well, that's fantastic. Good work from Config.
Very good work. In fact, because Cajun stayed so passive, he didn't have a lot of information. They just called they didn't know, hence the angle he plays. But Rubino caught off by Kenny. Happy follows it up, and it's just 2 remaining. Cajun's not sure which way to even go on this because they could go back up the vents onto the A site just in the fact that Volt is holding them off. And if they do so, he wants to be in position. They've done exactly that. And Six are going to read this. Plant's safe behind the silo. Second man spotted. Cajun can't hit the shot. Leaves him exposed. Two players going to peek him. Kenny puts him down, and it's on to the Mercenary. And keep in mind what this means for the group. And it's all over now. EnVyUs will move through. Dignitas, who absolutely smashed SK, get beat twice as hard here. Now may end up playing either them or Immortals in a decider. This group's gotten very interesting.
Yeah, great news for EnVyUs. It's quite rare to see them have a clean run in the group stages, but they've actually managed to do it, coming out top in the group as well, so that's good stuff for them. Much better performance than what we saw against Immortals. They are actually looking much stronger here. Nuke, we have to say, Dignitas has not their usual self. We said it could be a problem going towards Nuke. Yes, one player doesn't sound like a big deal, but for anyone who's played in this CS team before, just changing one of your key and your star players into a map like Nuke, yes, they're very good at it, but obviously the coordination wasn't quite there. The set pieces they were doing were quite good, but just the general defaults they were lacking, getting shut down by EnVyUs overall.
And I'm not going to speak too soon because it's not done. We've had 9 different tournament winners. I say bigger tournament, premier tournament, over $250,000 prize pool. 9 different winners in 2016. The 2 teams that have made it through the group so far today are not one of those 9, so we're still in the mix of everything that's exciting. I enjoy it. Yeah. I wonder if our desk does. It's over to you, Paul.
No. Unacceptable. Maybe.